Hey, Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, good evening, whatever you are. I'm your host today, and I'm very excited because we are sharing screen with a very famous podcast host, and this is a platform of connecting the world. And I'm very thankful to you because you're giving us opportunity to share your views, to learn lots of things from you. So Harris, uh, a guest is Michelle Mrasis. So hello, how are you?
Well, hello and good morning from Colorado, USA.
Thank you. So for the better understanding and for the good, mutual understanding, I think we need to be start from the introduction. So please, I request to you. Me and my audience really want to know about you. So please, your introduction.
Okay. My name is Michelle Mrasis. I am originally from the Philippines. I have traveled the world and lived around the world. I'm a international speaker, a speaker coach, trainer, and oh boy, a two-time author, podcaster of two different podcasts. One is called Mental Shift and the other one is called Denim and Pearls. I'm also an actress in a few sci-fi movies, and I just signed a deal to become a TV show host in the Philippines. So keep an eye out for that. Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So I am very lucky today because Harry, you're a very multi-talented person. So you are a motivational speaker, you are a trainer, and you have a full package of learning. So today you are my teacher and I'm your student. So okay, first of all, I just curious. I have a very excited to know about you why and what is your journey starting from the schooling colleging and then when you feel that yes you have a spirit as a trainer, you have a guts as a motivational speaker, you have a guts as a coach. So when you realize that yes you are here for this purpose.
Wow. Well, most of my life, I spent running away from what I really was afraid of. And what I was afraid of was being the center of attention. I did not like being in front. I wanted everyone else to just take the limelight, be up there. I'll help you from the back. And so that was what I thought. And what I found out through the years of going through school in the Philippines and moving to the United States and all of this stuff, I learned that no matter how many times I tried to stand in the back, I kept ending up being a leader in the front. And I remember doing, no, I don't want this. And I kept pushing people in front of me and they do, no, you need to come. You need to come. And I do, no. Well, it wasn't until 2014 when I was in an automobile accident. And in that automobile accident, I obtained a traumatic brain injury. So what I did is I damaged my frontal lobe of my brain over my left ear, the back of my head, and the two hemispheres of my brain disconnected. And so for 18 months, I was trapped in my mind. I did not walk. I didn't talk. My husband had to do everything for me. My children had to take care of me. And in those 18 months, although I couldn't speak, I was very cognizant in my mind. I thought I was speaking full sentences, but whenever I opened my mouth, nothing came out. And so in that time of being locked in my head, I realized that I had been playing small all my life. And I promised, God, the universe, everything, I promised that if I could come out of this, I would step into my power. I would step into what I'm supposed to do and I won't hide anymore. Well, 18 months later, I started speaking. Well, I just made a promise to God and the universe that I would step into what I was going to do. And so when I started speaking, it was like, oh no, now I have to do it. And I applied for TEDx, ended up speaking on the TEDx stage. And then from there, I went to India and started speaking at the Women's Economic Forum. And then it just grew very quickly. I was meant to speak. I was meant to be an inspirational speaker, to motivate people to do more in their world and their lives and to step into who they are unapologetically. It took a hit in the head to realize that. Now, when I started traveling, I joined the John Maxwell team. I don't know if you know who John Maxwell is, but I joined the John Maxwell team. He's a big leader, influencer, and I wanted to be a better leader. I wanted to be the best leader I could so that I could lead myself before I could lead others. And in that journey, I found out I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I was told I have 3 months to live. And so in that 3 months, I decided I better write a book. So I wrote a book called Eat, Drink, and Be Merry, which is based off my TED Talk. And then I wrote It's Not Luck Overcoming You, based off my journey in my head as I was now using my lessons from being stuck in my head to overcoming my fear of dying of cancer. Now, a lot of things have happened, and it's been a total of 8 surgeries since then. But it's been, since 2016, and I'm still alive. So I live very purposefully to help other people discover what their talent is, what is their one gift, because everyone has something they are very, very good at. 2%. They're very, very good at something at 2%. And okay at 98. I help people find that 2% so they can be the best version of them unapologetically and live into this world as they're supposed to be, instead of playing small like I did for the first 45 years of my life.
Amazing. I can't control myself to use a one adjective for you again. You are a really fighter. Definitely, you are a really fighter. And that's mean. You are the gift from God for all of us because I'm learning lots of things from you. And God makes you strong after your every fight. In case your brain fight, in case of your breast cancer fight, and you prove yourself. Wow, that's simply wow. Nobody can do it because we think that ladies have a low potential. They are not good in behavior. They are not stronger, so they just used to give up earlier. But these all things are wrong in your case.
Well,
You are a really great lady.
no, I believe we can
Yeah.
all step into some sort of our power. And like I said, I thought my place as a woman was to play small and to say it's okay, a man can take my spot, he can go there. And I did that a lot of my life. And it wasn't until I was dying that I realized I wasn't supposed to do that. My power is in the power of femininity, my power of being loving and caring and being able to look empathetically into someone's eyes and say, I believe in you and know you can do this too. What I did is not special. It's called I'm stubborn. And I made a promise to God that I would do this. So I did it. And everyone, it may be more difficult for some, but honestly, I think my biggest benefit to overcoming what I've done is my brain injury. A lot of us use our past as anchors of why we can't do certain things. A lot of my anchors of what I cannot do are gone. I lost my memory. So I basically, like a giant computer, they unplugged me. And so I forgot all the things I thought I couldn't do. So instead of saying, oh, I know I can't do this, I went, I don't remember. I wonder if I can. And so I try again, you see? So it's part of a letting go of what you learned when you were younger, evaluating it and say, is that still true? Can I always say that's true? Well, what do I feel when I think that I can't do that? Well, then why would I feel that? And then you try again. And so that's how I've been living my life as I've been reinventing who I think I was. And then I went, you know what? Who cares who I was? Who am I now? Power.
Yeah, power. The power is a very, power is a very powerful word. So my next question is related to your family. Um, you know, We feel when someone is diagnoses that, that person is paralyzed, that person has some brain injury, that person has some neurodevelopment disorders, and any type of, that person is, has some visualization issue because he can't see or speak like this. So we have experience in the surrounding in our environment. People leave them. This is this is the our uh, our nature. We never stay with them who never give us something, empathy, love, care. So I want to know that when you're mentally paralyzed at that time. So have you feel someone is just ignoring you, someone is just giving, oh my God. So but what was your feeling that someone is annoying? Oh my God, she's speaking too much. She's annoying too much. She's very uncomfortable. Why she's ring the bell again and again to demand for water, for food, for going washroom. That type of.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't ask for anything. I couldn't speak. So it was more of me being frustrated in myself. So I do a lot of talks about being taken care of, because I remember everything that was happening around me. I remember what people were trying to do for me, and I would get angry because I wanted to do it myself. And they were, picking me up and bringing me to the restroom, and I do, no, I want to do it myself. And I would get angry, but I couldn't speak. So I would fight them, and they didn't understand why. And it wasn't until later that I found out, I didn't go to the restroom all day, or I hadn't eaten for 2 days. So my husband got very rigid on the time, and he would say, okay, you eat at this time, you're going to the restroom at this time. He had a calendar for everything. And then on my phone, he put alerts for me to do everything. My daughter would come and bring me to the restroom, and then the bell would ring again. I'd have to take my pills. Another bell would ring. I'd have to eat. But it was very annoying to me. But to me, it was only maybe 30 days, but it was 18 months total. So because I lost my memory, I lost my ability to understand time and space. So to me, it was only a month of annoyances. To my family, it was over 18 months. So we have different perspectives. And so we've talked about that now that I'm better. The other thing about you said, when people, or were they avoiding you, or were they hiding from you? I lost a lot of friends with my brain injury, because in the morning, I acted normal. In the morning, till about 10 o'clock in the morning, I could talk. I would talk small sentences, but I could talk. And I was like a 30-second memory. So I would say, hi, Sidra, my name is Michelle. And I'd turn and I'd look back at you, hi, Sidra, my name is Michelle. And I would get stuck because I couldn't remember that I just said hi to you. So a lot of people thought that I was faking it. A lot of my supposed friends said, you're fine. You're just milking that you were in a car accident. And I would say, what are you talking about? And so a lot of people who I thought were my friends left me. And so my pool of a lot of friends went very small. And what was really interesting is the people that stayed were people I didn't consider close friends. They became close friends. And I learned from that because they were the ones who checked on me. They're the ones who would check on my husband and my family to make sure they were okay. And I remember at the 18 months thinking, these were my real friends all along. They were the ones who were sitting on the side quietly, not the loud ones who were always doing, yeah, let's go party. Oh, let's go do this. It wasn't them. Those people left. It was the quiet ones that were always there. Now, remember, soon afterwards, I found out I had breast cancer. Now, when someone has cancer, people get afraid. And so even though cancer is not contagious, I lost even more friends. So people who didn't want to see this vibrant lady deteriorate, stop talking to me because they just didn't want to see that. And so I learned a new set of friends, of the ones who can handle the tough times and the good times. So now my close friends are very, very close to me, and they're very special because I know that I will always be there for them and they will always be there for me through thick or thin, good or bad. It was a great lesson to learn about life, especially in the world of social media. A lot of people say, "Oh, I love you. Oh, I like you so much. You're my friend." And when bad things happen, they're not the ones who are there. Watch the quiet ones. The ones who support you quietly, they're the ones who stick around. They tend to stick around. I learned a lot of lessons about friendship and who's really there.
True. Okay. I think so. It's a very intense environment, so I want to change. Um, please tell us about your book. What is the content and why you choose to write something?
Okay, well, I have two books, soon to have four books, but the first book was called Eat, Drink, and Be Merry. And I wrote that book based off my TED Talk. My mother in law's name is Mary. And I learned a lot about her because I grew up in the Philippines. So I I had never met such a bold American lady before. And she was so bold and she's so loud and she was laughing all the time and making jokes. And she was very different. And so I would study her because I wasn't used to that kind of human. And to watch her, I went, when I grow up, I want to be a lot like her. And then I would look at my grandmother who was so quiet. She has, 14 children and she would not say any words. She would just look and she'd do. And the whole family would do, oh, what did we do? So I had a very extreme, I had my grandmother who was very quiet. And then this lady who was also my teacher, who became my mother-in-law, who was so loud and so sporadic. I could never guess what she was going to do next. And then I had a few aunties who were silly, but not like that. And so I looked at this woman as a role model. And I learned three things from her throughout my time with her was life is short. Okay. So you have to have a goal in your life and be flexible on the plan. So she says, life is like a GPS. Know where you're going to go, but don't be so strict on how you're going to get to that goal. The next one is eat dessert first. When you are on your deathbed, the most important thing is not how much money you made, but how many hearts and how many people have you lifted in the world. And then the third part is the differences between a rut and a grave are the dimensions. If you want something different, you must do something different. If you find yourself in a rut doing the exact same thing every day and wondering why you're not getting a different result, you are the definition of Einstein's definition of insanity. You must do something different to get something different. So that's the first book. And I use that as a declaration to the world that I would live my life with full intention and I would not do anything just to do it. I would do it because I wanted to do it. And then my second book is called It's Not Luck Overcoming You. I wrote that during my breast cancer because so many people were saying, oh, you're so lucky. You're speaking around the world. You're traveling. You're so lucky. And I said, it's not luck. I have breast cancer. I'm doing this because it's my dream and I want to do it before I die. And so part of my story in that it's not luck, it's more of a workbook. It's helping other people work through their inner critic, their self-doubt, to prove to themselves that they can do it and they can break through those barriers that are holding them back so they can live a full and wonderful life, whatever level that may be. I am living proof of my book because I used that book to get to where I am. If you look at my videos from the past, I physically am a different person, but mentally a far more powerful person than I was before.
Oh, wow. Definitely. People think that she's smiling, that means she's happy. She looks perfect, mean she will be healthy. But here is a very different concept behind this. It's just like a duck in the water. We think that duck can't swim and the duck can't sink in the water, but in the behind, duck is flapping her
Yeah,
feet continuously under the
it
water.
is.
So that's the same thing. Yeah,
Never judge the
yeah, the
outside.
same thing.
This smile that's on my face is because I've seen a lot of
Yeah.
pain. I smile because I was blessed to wake up. So I smile.
Oh, but this is very strong thing because it's a natural phenomena. when this pen is pinching on my fingers. So I just think simply, I'm saying that ow, because it's a natural phenomena. But it's very hard. You have a time, you have a feeling that you feel thousands of pins are pinching on your affected areas, but you just sit like this in community, in your meetings, in your workplace. So it's hats off to you. That's not easy. Okay, but my most
Okay.
important topic is coming. uh, what what is a podcaster? Because here is a very transformed words now.
What is a podcaster? Well, I've been a podcaster for a very long time. The only thing I see different is I used to be a radio host. So I would do this is, Michelle Mrasis from KCMJ 95, 93.9, So I have the radio voice. Thank you for, calling the da 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 da. Well, so I went from radio to podcasting. And what I do as a podcaster, it's part of my calling, was I wanted, as a world traveler, I'm a military child, so I traveled the world all my life. And then I married a man who also was in the military. So we traveled around the world. And I've lived in every continent except for Australia. Someone needs to bring me to Australia. So I've been everywhere. And so my thought process was, the reason why my mind is as open as it is, and the reason why I'm so able to read other people, no matter what nationality, wherever they're from, is because I've experienced so many cultures. So I don't look at someone else and do, well, they don't look like me, they don't talk like me, so I'm not like that. I've never been that way. And so by being a podcaster, I bring people from around the world onto my podcast so I can talk to them and they can explain how their world is, why they do what they do, just like you're doing with connecting the world, is bring the world that seems so far apart closer together. And then with COVID, it just made everyone become a podcaster. Everyone came on and started doing the same thing. And I think it's a beautiful gift to the world that we make the world smaller and smaller. We may be socially distanced, but we are so much closer mentally. I mean, we are connected socially so much better that I think it's probably one of the best things that have ever happened to us, because now we talk to each other around the globe without a news program telling us what the other person's saying. We're talking directly. No middleman who can misinterpret, right? I love this. I love podcasting because it opens the doors to open minds.
Okay, the technical question is, I'm just throwing from your side toward you. Tell me, how 5 things I want to adopt to become a very good podcaster.
Oh, I can answer that easily. Number one, learn not to move much. The camera is trying to concentrate on one thing at a time. So if your head moves and your hands move at the same time, you start to move on the camera. So if you notice, my head moves very slightly and I move my hands, but this part of me never moves. It's just this, right? And so the camera can track you. The other thing, light is so important. So important. So with my podcast, I know what time of day my window gives me good light and what time of day I need to put a ring light on so that the lighting is always balanced, because you never want to have one dark, one light, right? Because even in movies, the bad guy is in the darkness, right? And so the good person's in the light. Well, when you're on a podcast, you want to be the one in the light because you want people to realize you're the good person, not the bad person, right? The other thing is the background. If you're doing a podcast and you're consistent with it and you have, like connecting the world, what makes you you? There's many podcasters on Connecting the World. So what makes you, what's your brand? Well, with me, my branding is I'm very family oriented. I'm nurturing. I love nature. I love plants. I have a little bit of me behind this. So everything represents something about me. I'm a coach. So when someone wants to hire me, they look and they do, Ooh, she can keep plants alive. Maybe she can keep me alive. She's smiling in this picture. Oh, she's a happy lady. She has a picture of a big flower. So, she's bright and sunny. She has a lot of books. So she reads a lot. So she must be kind of smart. So you put things behind you that mark who you want people to remember you as. So with you, you're a bright, happy person. You need something smiley, something happy behind you because that's who you are. So it wouldn't be something with a glass because a glass will reflect. Okay, so keep that in mind. Glass reflects. So you want something flat that will give color to the back of you without taking over who you are. And then lastly would be, if you're a podcaster, you must always have a good microphone. And what I do with my podcast is before anyone comes on, we get on 15 minutes early and I say, fix your light, move your camera up so that you're equal with the camera. I adjust my guests to make sure that we look the same size. So you and I are approximately the same size. But what if I came on and I'm here and we did the whole interview like this? It's unbalanced. And so to the mind, the purple people watching are doing, what's going on? Why is this lady's head so big? So you make sure we're at the same height and the same size. So just little tricks of being podcasting, because the brain, I don't care where in the world we are, okay, what nationality, what religion, whatever you are, our brains work the same. It wants balance. It wants to make it easy to see. So your lighting should be matching to my lighting, vice versa. And make it easy for the watcher to watch. Get?
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's very productive for me, and inshallah, I will do the missing things because I know all parts are missing, and in my side,
You
I
can
know
grow.
I
It's all
admit it,
growing, remember.
but I'm
Yeah, it's
learning.
learning. Don't worry about it.
I'm learning. Thank you. Okay. Um. Oh, what's your dream for your kids, for your
My dream for my
daughter?
children is for them to find
You know,
happiness in who they
yeah.
are, to learn that they do not need to please other people, but if they live true to their own heart, they're good. Be good, share good, and be loving to others. And if they can find peace in who they are, where they are, and what they do, oh, that would be the biggest gift for any parent, for our children to find love in themselves. You know that song, Greatest Love of All by Whitney Houston, right? I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. That's the biggest gift any child could have, or for any parent to see in their child. Love of self.
Thank you.
You are.
Um. I'm very excited because I learned a lot of things from you. My next question is, hope so it will be my last question. I'm
No,
just
it's
trying.
okay.
My last question is, you know, this as the virtual world, we all are stuck with our smartphones, gadgets, smartwatches, laptop. So it is our demand, especially after the pandemic, after the lockdown, because schools are converted in it, offices are converted in these things. But we feel it. I'm not categorizing my country, I'm not categorizing any country, but I feel this thing because I'm a teacher by profession. You know, have some, you know, I think one thing is missing in our children, and the missing is empathy. So I just want some tip from you how we can we can inject the very good thing empathy in our child because it's very important. No doubt we are also have a lots of issues in our personality, but any 2 to 3 points for my viewers. Maybe some parents are watching, some teachers are watching, and after the recording someone is watching and your 3 to 4 points make change their lives with their family.
Okay. Empathy and how to instill it in children. I think a lot of what we're doing now as podcasters around the world helps that, because one of the things I think that hurt our children is that they know we have a very big world. The news shares only the bad that's happening around the world. And they grow up thinking, that's not me. That's not in my life. That's their life. They're over there, and it'll never affect me. Well, by doing podcasting and introducing people from a different world and from different nationalities and different situations in their life, no matter, how poor, how rich, or how, stressed or how not, whatever it is, by introducing your children to see other programs like Connecting the World, or, watching my show or watching TNC, that the new TV show I'm on, watching that diversity of people will give them the empathy to realize, I'm no special than that other person. I'm no better than that other person. And that's where that empathy comes in, that I don't care about them. Empathy is, I do care. And I do worry what other people are feeling and how my actions here affect someone from around the world. Like that butterfly effect, butterflies flapping here, but it makes a tsunami over there. And I think our kids have lost the ability to realize reality from fantasy world. They watch movies, they're watching their video games, and people in video games, they die and then they get back up again. That's not reality. And so you have to let your children see that dead is dead in the real world. Starving is starving. You can't just pick up a berry in a video game and eat it and be real in life. No, they've got to help them see other nationalities by letting them watch podcasts of other people from around the world. Let them see other movies. One of the things I did with my children is we would watch different movies in different languages. We would watch Spanish-speaking movies, or Philippine movies, or Indian movies, so that they would see other cultures and how they react to different situations, not just the little bubble of America. Well, and I say that because, yes, my children are American, but they're a mixture of many other nations. Between me and my husband, he's German, Hungarian. I'm Filipino, Japanese, Spanish, French, and Cuban. So I wanted them to have an exposure of what makes them, the nationalities that make them, so that let your children see the rest of the world, but not through the lens of the news, through the lens of art, through music, through whatever other medium isn't bottling it up to a square that says, this is how this world is like, take it or leave it. Let them to make their own choices on what people really are around the world, and realize that people are people, and we all, hi Gerline, and that we all go through pain and suffering and love and liking, ups and downs, and how we're all reacting to COVID in different ways. It's important to let your children see that, so they realize that this is real and not a video game. And at the end of all of this, we're not going to hit a reset button. It is what it is. We must adjust.
True, that's a very real and authentic examples. Thank you. In the end, any message for my audience, any message from Connecting the World platform, because we are connecting to each other. So any message on the base of connectivity, on the base of this virtual world.
My final message is, thank you for being you. Thank you for whatever gift you bring to the world, and for being brave enough to step up to share it. Thank you for being a loving, caring human who wants to meet other people from around the world and have real conversations. The world needs more openness of talking. Gerline's a major talker. She talks a lot. She has her own podcast, and she talks to all about subjects that people don't want to talk about, the taboo subjects. So be open to difference, to differences. Because someone is different doesn't mean they're lesser or better than you. We're all the same. We just have different experiences on our road to the end of our lives. So be gentle when people are harsh and be forgiving when people are mean. And realize that we don't all handle stress the same way, but we can learn from each other and how we do so. Thank you, girlie. I have a fan.
And I'm fan of both of you. And I just request to you, her. I really I'm really interested to invite her on my show because I really want to connect with people to learn a different culture, to learn a different experiences, and I am very happy because in this StreamYard I learned a millions things from you because something from your gesture, from your language, from your accent, from your vibes that you are throwing toward me. That's amazing. So I'm very thankful to you. I'm very thankful to who's are watching this video. So God bless you, Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. God bless you.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching this video and showing your interest through messages, comments, and emojis. So don't go anywhere. Please first share this video in different groups and spread this very beautiful message in other groups because it's really productive StreamYard. So in the end, this interview series is sponsored by Rehan Foundation and Institute of Peace. Thank you.